Okay, I'm here to talk to you about a tool we developed here at the Antioch Network in Manchester, particularly for use in the diverse side of the network, where there's people with different languages or at least different mother tongues. We produce often cheat sheets in their own language, which we just use Google Translate on. This is a means to make these more easily. So here is some notes on a talk I gave this morning about Matthew chapter 26. About Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. And you can see here are the notes, but here is a scripture in reference. And this has not been copy and pasted in, this has actually been inserted from an API by the web page. So I can choose a different translation of the Bible. If I choose maybe the English Standard Version, then you can see the text has changed, it's been updated to more modern English. But this is not really that useful by itself. The real use of this is to be able to press translate into another language. So as it says at the top, just use your browser's built-in translation. So it says the main text will be machine translated, but Bible verses will be replaced with passages from official Bible translations in the detected language. So I go into simplified Chinese. The page has been translated. Well or badly, I don't know, but it hopefully gives some of the key vocabulary. And it's selected the Union version, which I believe is quite an old Chinese translation, but it's widely used in the church in China. And here it has been inserted just as if you were reading it from a hard copy of that Bible, or from Bible Gateway or another source. This is hopefully more accurate than just Google translating from the English. Notice that certain words have not been translated, so this word spirit and this word pneuma. We were discussing those because there's some definitions to clarify these terms before you read the passage. So if you're the end user, all you need to do is copy get the link you get sent and translate it into your language, check the language has been detected and that the version is correct. I can also press print, Control P, and this will just get rid of some details you don't want to waste paper printing, like logos and so on and background colours, and you have a version you can print off and give to someone if they want to make use of that. But the ideal situation to save paper is just to send the link around to people and then they can translate it for themselves. Okay, so if that might be all you need to know, but maybe you want to write a page like this. How can you do it? I'll show you. So go to the home page, scripturepad.org, and you have this editor and a preview page. So you might want to do this in your own text editor somewhere like Notepad and then copy it here so you can edit it and update it, but you can write it just straight here. So some of the features most of the features are what's called markdown syntax, so you should just look up how to write markdown online. You'll find lots of tutorials. So for example, here is let's talk about the Holy Spirit. Could be the title of our talk. That's because I have a single hash and a space. It gives me a big heading, but maybe I want to make some smaller text. Here is a subheading, and we could talk about maybe the Greek word for spirit is pneuma. So, in this font. Pneuma, and I could say, so if I check this now, this is nicely formatted for the end user. But maybe there's some other markdown features I want to use. Maybe I want to make the word spirit in italics. Let's put a star around it. Or maybe I want to make Greek just be bold, put 2 stars around it. You can do this in WhatsApp messages as well, by the way, if you didn't know. But now if I go to the preview and I translate it, this is fine because it doesn't know what pneuma is, but maybe I don't want the word spirit to be translated either. So let's change that. Let's wrap it instead in these ampersands. This is the new feature we've added. So now I've wrapped in an ampersand. Press translate. The word spirit is left untouched. The word pneuma has now been translated. Let's wrap that in ats as well. In ampersand, sorry, in ats. Now when I preview it, translate it, both the word spirit and the word pneuma have been left untranslated. Okay, the other feature we have is, there's some more features of Markdown. Maybe I want to get a picture of a a nice, this is similar to the English word pneumatic, like a pneumatic drill. And I can make a link to a web. You can make a link like so. You can make a link by doing square brackets for the text of link. Then you can this just link to Google, something like that. That will give us a nice link that people can click on if they want. Or if I press exclamation mark first, here is a pneumatic drill. Wikimedia. The exclamation mark means that this will now be inserted as a picture. Don't put too many of those in if you're going to print it at the end. Okay, that's all very good, but how do I insert a scripture reference? Well, let's insert the reference Matthew 3:16, where Jesus is driven by the Spirit into the wilderness. So now on the preview page, you'll just see this big scripture reference. That means we've detected that you've referenced the scripture, and we're going to insert it. Let's also add the whole of Genesis 1, why not, as well. So this detects another scripture reference. All I have to do now is enter the URL I want. So let's call it Numa Spirit, something like that. Now the edit code. So I may set it later on so that any edit code will do. You can set your own edit code and stop someone else editing your page. But for now, there's a preset set of edit codes you have to select, and you have to ask us if you want access to those if you contact the Antioch network. But I'm going to pause it while I enter the edit code so you don't see it, and then I'll show you what the result is. So I've entered the edit code and pressed save, and now you can see we've gone back to the American Standard Version. That's in the American Standard. Let's go back to the English Standard Version. Here is the story of Jesus' baptism and the Spirit of God descending on him. And then here is the whole of Genesis chapter 1. And if I translate this into Chinese, then we've got the words pneumatic drill left unchanged. Another thing is if I choose a language that's right to left, like Arabic, then the page will also detect that and switch to right to left mode. So it's got the nice, it should often have a copyright notice at the bottom for the translation. So now you just share this link with someone and that's job done. Okay, I hope you find this tool useful.